So we're sitting in traffic right now. We've been probably sitting here for about 5 minutes or so, and I wanted to show you guys the temperatures for the transmission. I've been shifting in and out of first and second gear, and yeah, it's 5 o'clock traffic. We're in Maryland right now, so obviously this is the worst time to be out. But check this out. So unloaded, we're at 210 now. It was actually at 208 for a little bit, but we're just crawling right now. So this 10 speed, that's probably about operating temperature. I can't wait to do a towing test with it to really see how well it does. But I think we'll probably be in traffic for like another 5 or so minutes. So I just wanted to check in right there. But one thing I will say, I would like to see Ford, if you're watching this video, put all this information in one spot. This is the engine oil temperature, which is actually pretty low. 189 is, yeah, that's great. So this thing definitely has a good cooling system. And we have the AC on, all that good stuff. And it's only 60, is it 63 degrees? Yep, 63 degrees outside. So, look at that. Traffic is terrible. Now, if I was driving the Ram, I'd probably be about 168 degrees on the temperature. If I'm sitting in traffic for this period of time, it might get up to 170. But every transmission is different. I'm not sure why or how Ram's able to get that bad boy to run at such low temperatures. But the Eisen is just really good at temperature control. And I'm not saying that this is bad. I think 210 degrees is still pretty cool in the realm of temperatures for transmissions and engines. But overall, like I said, we'll see where it's at when we get up and running again. I do want to see, though, one of the things I want to see is how quickly will it cool back down as we get going. So when we start getting at a good speed, I'll be able to show that to you. So we're at 212 now. It just keeps going up little by little. We're just dragging right now. My wife's over here working. Yeah, she's bringing home the bacon now since her hubby is unemployed. We're a team. Something else I like about this truck is that turbo gauge right there. I think this truck is tuned. I'm pretty sure I'll say that a few more times, but I think that for the amount of power this thing has, it is definitely tuned. But there's a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel. I mean, traffic's still dragging on that side too, but we shall see how this bad boy cools back down. I think that operating temperatures I think it's below 200 for sure, but you'll find out soon enough here in a second. I'm not gonna rub it in, I promise. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not. Who were? Ram. I had to do it, guys. I'm so sorry. But look, check this out. Back to the Ford. All right, 205. That's not bad. It's like cooling down as you get up to speed. It really starts to get that fluid going. It's at 5th gear right now. We're still crawling here, so I'm stuck behind this Bighorn 5th wheel. Now it's at 203. If I hit it a little bit. This transmission really does do a good job of selecting the gears. It really does shift well. There was a few hard shifts here and there, but they weren't bad. If I was driving the Ram, it'd be horrible right now. It would just be shifting hard, all that good stuff. Yeah, check that bad boy out. That's a nice trailer. Nice trailer. I always like to look at the suspension, but it's really hard to do when you're driving. They look like they're using a Rotoflex and the 5th wheel hitch too. But yeah, we're at 201 now. We're up to about 40 miles an hour. And yeah, I think that's probably about normal. But when we get up to about 65 miles an hour, I'll check back in one last time. So I'll show you guys what the temperatures are. And that'll pretty much end this quickie here. I want to go over some information on the 10R 140. Now, as you guys know, I did do a video on the driving modes in a previous video. And there's going to be 4 on this truck. If you get an actual trimmer, it's gonna be 5, and that's basically gonna alter the transmission shift schedule based on the road conditions, so you can change it accordingly. Now, one thing I've always found a little concerning about the transmission is that you do the replacement for the fluid in the filter every 150,000 miles, regardless of driving type and condition. So if you do a lot of city driving, if you do a lot of towing heavy, it doesn't matter. This transmission basically utilizes ultra low viscosity automatic transmission fluid for improved efficiency, as they call it, and it lowers transmission losses. So in the comment section, what do you think about that? The Eisen transmission from Ram, you have to change it every 30,000 miles, and it's not cheap. It's like $500 something. So I've already done mine. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I think I like that better because the Eisen is a proven known transmission to last a long time. And when you're towing heavy, you're putting a lot of stress on that transmission. It's good to replace that fluid. So in my opinion, I probably would still do it a little bit sooner. Now, I'm pretty sure that fluid and filter change is not cheap, so maybe that would deter me. Now, I did read an article on Diesel Hub, and I wanted to share it here really quickly. Now, they say that the transition from the 6-speed transmission to the 10-speed reduces the step between gear ratios and provides a larger selection of ratios to select from based on driving conditions. In theory, the advantages include smoother shifts, relatively seamless power control due to the number of available ratios, and a better balance of performance and fuel economy as a result of the ability to keep the engine RPMs within an optimal range at all times. Now, one thing I want to mention is this transmission, and I'm talking about the 10-speed 10R140, it only weighs 330 pounds without fluid, and that's only 3.5 pounds heavier than the 6-speed. So kudos to Ford creating this transmission not to perform better, but to also not increase the weight, which obviously takes away from your payload. So one thing I learned just now, maybe I should have always known this, but if you take your foot off the gas like this, I just did just now, and you let it coast, it'll probably be better if you're going downhill. Obviously, I'm about to hit some grades here, but it does cool down the transmission. So if you are towing and your transmission does get hot, you know, allow the truck to go down and coast down a hill so that you don't heat it up. So I figured I'd share that with you. Now if I hit it, actually does not get any hotter. But if I were to do that for long periods of time in a low gear, it probably would start to get warm. So this transmission is pretty good overall. But on that note, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Got some towing videos coming soon, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to be comparing it against my Ram 3500, so we'll see. It should be pretty close. This truck has 22,000 miles. It's a couple years newer, but my Ram has 31,000 miles on it. So it should be a good test for you guys to kind of get an idea about fuel mileage, acceleration, and especially towing up 5% grade. See you soon.